Hi, everybody. It is Tara Boothby and Megan Just-Mancini, and here we are yet again, you know,
Virtual vlog.
virtual vlog. And we thought, you know what, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Christmas and all these difficulties that we're facing, the difficulty in lockdown of unlocking gratitude.
Yes. We're surrounded by so much negativity, so much uncertainty, so much misinformation, so much chaos, and it's easy to be sucked into the vortex of the insanity, I think. I don't know if you're experiencing the same, Tara.
Yeah, I think it's this trickiness, and we just been so confused the whole year
Yeah.
about masks and vaccinations and government and politicians and Americans and all of this stuff
Mhm.
that's been swimming around, and it's been a huge distraction, taking an emotional toll on all of us, and the anticipatory grief that we're going through. So leading into Christmas, it's like how many people have had conversations with friends or family where we're like, I am not feeling it this year.
Yeah. And with the restrictions and Christmas looking different, I think that makes it even harder. I look back to March when we were initially went into isolation, and it was hard, and this time feels harder.
Yeah.
And I think, Christmas is such, for my family at least, like a beautiful time of eating together and sharing time together and being grateful together. And it sucks that it's going to be different this year. Christmas in July or whatever month it comes will be amazing, but it just sucks that next week is going to look so much different.
I know. And I think I agree with you. I really noticed myself being impacted by the lockdown.
Yeah.
I was very upset when they did the first announcement in November, and I watched it live, and that was very, very upsetting for me. I felt very, very anxious. And then when they re-announced in December, that's going to be a flashbulb memory for me of I was driving in my car, and I just remembered this image of hearing the news of the intense restrictions and our little tiny Christmas bubbles.
Yeah.
So there's this deep sorrow and sadness for us all this Christmas. It's hard to figure out, how do I have gratitude? How do I enter into the season of Thanksgiving with thankfulness?
Yeah. Being surrounded with so much to be disappointed about, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm walking through a minefield of disappointment, and how do I find my thankfulness? It was interesting. I'm in a Bible study at church, and it's actually with one of the pastors, the lady pastor, and her name's Rita, really nice lady. And she said, like, what are some of the things that you guys are doing to just enjoy or grow in your life just right now? And one of the things that I noticed, because I think sometimes, I mean, on the vlog, if you watch the vlog, I can be quite silly, but people can see me as a serious person, believe it or not. But I actually really believe in playfulness. Like playfulness, this little hat, like these sorts of things are ways that I connect in with gratitude. So I find when I slow down and I get playful with me, or I get playful with my children, I put on a gingerbread suit, which I tend to do, that evokes this response in my body that feels like gratitude.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. Humor is important. Humor is fulfilling, I think. And I think so. One of my good friends, it was my birthday recently. We won't talk about age, but she gave me this ornament for Christmas. And and then I don't know if you can see behind me, but a Bob Ross card. And just having that on my tree and be able to sit there and to think like, ew, COVID, like COVID's awful, but like it evokes a little bit of joy, and it brings some pleasure in the things that we can be thankful for in spite, and to think about, I'm healthy. I've got a healthy family. I've got amazing friends. I'm working still, which, I've got a home. I've got a Christmas tree that's set up. There's so much in life that's easy to overlook and easy to take for granted, especially right now. So taking the time to be silly and to reflect on what are all my graces and what am I thankful for and how am I so lucky, can kind of fill that void, I think, that we're all experiencing right now.
Yeah, like And even just this simple strategy of what was my win for today?
Yeah.
What was my win? There's so many lows, and we can all be hard on ourselves. We're going to fail for the rest of our lives. Mm-hmm. Failure is a given. Mm-hmm. It's creating this lens of seeing the wins and seeing those good things and liking ourselves. So I like myself when I let myself be silly. Mm-hmm. I like myself when I let myself be creative. I like myself when I read something that's really good and spiritually impacting. Like, these are things that help me with my gratitude. I think the other thing too is, and I've shared this before, but I went to training with Sandra Paulson, who is a trauma therapist, and she said, you know, we see awful things in our offices every day, but we also see miracles. And so as a clinician, to notice the miracles that I get to see with people, the ways that people are doing well. And that's not just a therapy thing, that's a life thing. Like, we can look at the people around us and see the good that they're experiencing.
Absolutely. What a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a blessing. What a blessing is just it. It's like when we see those things, mm-hmm. and we allow ourselves to be blessed.
Yeah. And sometimes, you know, I think especially during difficult times, we have to be intentional about focusing on seeing those things. I was watching a TED Talks about an Italian monk. And he was talking about, he had done some work in Africa. And when he came home, just even noticing, like, I can hit a switch and my electricity comes on. I can turn a faucet on and running water comes out. And there's all these things that truly, I mean, especially in North America with our privileged lives, that those are little things that we can take for granted. And so, like, it's gives me goosebumps right now. It's like very overwhelming in how many ways that we're blessed that we overlook. Right. And so,
right.
Yeah.
And receiving those blessings, and a spirit of hospitality is so key to gratitude as well. Mm-hmm. At giving hospitality. And then those people, there are people who are really struggling in our city. Yeah. And you might say, I can't relate to this. I'm doing terrible. But mm-hmm. hopefully you are able to receive some hospitality. Hopefully you're able to access some supports and receive some hospitality, mm-hmm. which is really hard. Yeah. You know, there's all these different ways that we can notice blessing and gratitude and the spirit of Christmas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Holding on to that and giving that. And I think too, right now, like, kindness is such an important piece of our blessing, you know, like, being to others, being kind to ourselves, but being compassionate and kind to others as well.
I agree. You know, I was driving yesterday on the Henday, and somebody went in front of me, and they didn't cut me off or anything, but I found myself wishing that they would give me the good old Canadian wave. It's like, I didn't need your permission. I didn't need anything from you, but boy, thank you. Yeah. And I was sad that I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So
it's just the little things that go a long way.
Yeah. Those little kindnesses. It's like those little things actually touch people's lives. Mm-hmm. And there's so many ways that we can just sprinkle some kindness over these situations, you know, smizing. You know, mm-hmm. like the eye smile.
But I know when I was Christmas getting some odds and ends yesterday, safely and masked, and there was a little boy who was trying to engage me, and I was really trying to accentuate the top of my face, right? And that made my day, and I don't know if it made his day, but it's those special little moments that we can spread joy and spread the Christmas spirit.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Megan. Okay. Blessings, gratitude, unlock the goodness, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Stay safe and healthy.
Yes.